Hi guys, this is your girl Wakaji Kamore and welcome to Reflections by Wakaji Kamore. Today we are going to be reading from Psalms chapter 14 and I'm going to be reading from the English Standard Version. If you haven't read this chapter, please just pause this recording to seek disobedient children. Let's be obedient children. Pause this recording, read the chapter for yourself, get your own, your own understanding of the chapter. Let the Lord speak to you and then come and play this recording so then you can hear what it is that the Lord has spoken to me about, because the Lord has specific messages for each one of us. All right, Psalms chapter 14, and it says, the title says, "The fool says there is no God." It is Psalms of David to the choir master. It says, "The fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt and they do abominable deeds. There is none who does good. The Lord looks down from heaven on the children of man to see if there is any who understands and one who seeks after God. They have all turned aside. Together they have become corrupt. There is none who does good, not even one. Have they no knowledge? Have they no knowledge, all the evildoers who eat up my people as they eat bread and do not call upon the Lord? There they are in great terror." Gosh, kwa nini Bible wakati mwingine inakuwa complicated hivyo? "For God is with the generation of the righteous. You would shame the plans of the poor, but the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that salvation for Israel would come out of Zion. When the Lord restores the fortunes of his people, let Jacob rejoice. Let Israel be glad." First, I feel like it's very funny how the world, tumemaliza kusoma chapter, sasa tuko kwa lesson. I feel like it's very funny how the worldly people think that faith is for fools, I've actually been called foolish. Literally, I've been called foolish for believing in God and for, carrying my faith on my palm, because I carry my faith on my palm. But this psalm calls those who think that there is no God fools. I'm just like, sometimes the godly, actually most of the time, godly view and worldly view are usually like the complete opposite. So the world think that these people with faith are fools. But the Bible tells us that those who think there is no God are the fools. Oh my goodness. As a matter of fact, looking up to God is counted as wisdom, which is so cool. Looking up to God is counted as wisdom. How I see it is that we can deny God. There's these wicked people who are denying God in this chapter, and we can deny God in 3 different ways. The first way we can deny God is with our words, which is by saying there is no God. The second way we can deny God is with our actions. This is when we live out our lives as if there is no God. There's no accountability, and then we are just causing up with sin, That is how we deny God, with our actions. The third way we can deny God is with our minds. This is when we think that we can do everything without God. And you're like me, I don't need God, but I have all the money I need. Everything in my life seems to be going great. I don't need God. So 3 ways that we can deny God. Number 1, with our words, by just simply saying there is no God. Number 2, with our actions. And this is when we live out our lives with no accountability and we are living out our life as if God can't see. And we are causing up with sin. Number 3, with our minds. This is when we think that we have everything and we don't need God. I think most of us Christians confess that there is a God. So at least we are good on that. And we don't deny him. We are not denying him with our words. And we also do well enough to know that we need God. We know that we need God. We know that we are nothing without God. However, most of us deny him with our actions. We live out our lives as if there is no God. no accountability. We're just causing up with sin. We live our lives as if there is no God. Most of us would describe ourselves as somewhere in the middle. We are somewhere in the middle. In these three things, we're just somewhere in the middle. Yes, we acknowledge that there is a God. We say that with our words. We even with our minds, most of the time, especially when we are in trouble, we know that we need God. So we don't think that we can do everything without God. But with our actions, we sometimes deny God. So most of us would describe ourselves somewhere in the middle. However, Jesus did not call any one of us to be a semi-Christian. And yes, he didn't call us to perfection either, but he didn't call us to be a semi-Christian. As a Christ follower, as a Christian, as a person who professes faith, our lives should reveal the same characteristics that Jesus did while he was on earth. Those characteristics that we see as the fruit of the Spirit, those are the characteristics that our lives should reveal, because we are living our lives as people who know that there is a God. We know it, we say it with our words, we show it with our actions, and we think it. We think it, and how we behave, it's as if we know that we need God. It is my prayer, honestly, that we would not be caught denying God, either with our words, with our actions, or with our minds. Because as we have seen, those who think there is no God, those who say there is no God, are fools. And we will not be caught being fools. We shall not be caught being fools. So I challenge each and every one of us to do some sort of self-search and ask yourself, how could I be denying God? Could I be denying God in my actions? Could I be denying God in how I think and how I behave as if I don't need God? Alama ya duku duku. Anyway, think on that. Spend some time asking yourself, how could I be denying God? Thank you so much for listening and